habits and routines fade away. But if you can help, students to understand the frameworks with which they live out their health like we do, and then helping them find the things that they enjoy and like after school, and after they graduate, it helps to help them sustain things. And so yeah, the curriculum we've created, it's called the Form curriculum. And Form, FORM, is just the acronym for the four areas that we break down health into. And so the goal is to help students understand how their bodies were created and how they can partner with that design to take good care of their body over the long term. And so it's a simple framework, and as long as they're having a good simple routine in each of those four pillars, we call them. Form is the acronym for the four areas that I'll tell you about. As long as they have a simple routine in those four areas, they're going to be set up really, really well for other seasons of life. So the F stands for functional fitness. How do we have a simple routine of movement that's consistent across your life? And so that can be sports, that can be the gym, that can be running, that can be, so how do we have a good routine of moving our bodies, supplementing our moving, since we live in a much more stagnant culture and day and age. So movement is the first one. The second one is optimal nourishment. So how do we put the correct things into our body, right? With how we hydrate, with the foods that we're eating, um, proteins, carbohydrates, fats, vitamins, minerals. How do we put the right things into our body, and how do we think rightly about how to balance fueling our body, but also enjoying food sometimes? How do we have a good balanced approach there that's sustainable? So that's the second one. The third one is called rest and recovery. So, how do we create preventative routines around resting, recovering, managing stress, stretching, different things like that. So how do we rest and recover properly so that we can get back to the work that we're called to? And then the fourth one is multiplied maintenance. How do we maintain the other three pillars by, surrounding ourselves with the right community and friends? How do we set the right goals and discover how our health can help us to reach the things and do the things that we've been called to? How habits and